What is going on, everybody? Thank you for tuning into another edition of On the Road to Victory. I am your host, Jimmy Smith, and I hope you're all having yourselves a great Saturday night. We are live here from Rituals Beauty Bar, the beautiful Chelsea's shop here. I had some things to do tonight. I wanted to get this show out to you still, though, and I'm just not going to be home at a decent time. So I've got it all loaded up. We're going to see how I do from my phone here. So bear with me, but we're going to go through the top 13 matchups in tomorrow's game, Eagles versus Saints. We'll take a look at both of the coaching staffs, the stats, rankings, standings for both teams, their depth charts, injury lists, practice squads, and then, of course, we'll look at those top matchups. So let's get through all this. Appreciate each and every one of you taking the time here. Hope you're having a great weekend. Appreciate you hitting that like button, sharing this stuff, subscribing, all the stuff you are doing to support the channel. Cannot thank you enough. I hope you're pumped up. I know I see a lot of the negativity out there, and look, I get it. You don't ever want to lose a game like that, but it's week 3 here, ladies and gentlemen. So let's not lose our minds. Let's hope that we can, watch this team develop in front of us. We're having the patience to see this team get things together. And we talked about, look, could be some bumpy roads to start the season. And that's exactly what we're seeing. It's okay. We've got new coordinators, new players. Everything will be all right. I promise you. Tomorrow, a tough task at hand with the Saints. So, let's break it down, baby. And I'd love to hear your thoughts, any questions, comments that you have. And bear with me. It's going to be really hard to get to the comments and look at this stuff at the same time. So, yes, you are, my man. And I appreciate you tuning in. Go Birds! Samuel, my dude, Liz, Michael, all of you. Appreciate you guys taking the time here. Hope you're pumped up for this game. I know I am, and I'm ready to rock and roll. So let's take a gander what we need to know before we get into these top matchups. And we're going to start it off by talking about the coaching staffs for both of these teams. And, well, the Philadelphia Eagles, we know Nick Sirianni. Some people feel a very certain way about him. And, Kellen Moore, his first year being the Eagles offensive coordinator. Vic Fangio, first year as defensive coordinator. So, look, we talk about those bumpy roads this offseason. Let's just keep that in mind. And I think that clearly, on defense, you've seen a lot more issues. And we need a pass rush to get things going with this Vic Fangio defense, but still very confident in these young players and getting everybody on the same page with the veterans, all that stuff with Vic Fangio. Kellen Moore's offense without A.J. Brown, look, you never want to be missing one of the best players in the NFL. So it sucks, but you got to figure it out. Run the damn ball. We'll talk about all that here, but this staff, the fans have them on the hot seat, the media. But I feel, being one of the winningest head coaches in history, that's a good thing. We want to see these guys develop as a unit. So I'm holding on to hope, being patient here with this coaching staff. I think it's a good one, and I think we'll find that out by the end of the year. Now, we're going up against Dennis Allen. He's got Clint Kubiak there as offensive coordinator, Joe Woods as his DC, Darren Rizzi as the special teams coordinator. And right now, dude, this team is humming. So, look, Sirianni, a newer coach, Dennis Allen, been around the block a few times, but I'm not worried about it, man. I'm telling you, I understand they're doing good. I think that we have a good coaching staff that can figure out how to go up against, a defensive-minded guy like Dennis Allen. And look, they're going to be coming after Hurts. This is a tough task at hand, a good run defense, but I'm excited about it. Run the ball regardless, and we're going to talk about that here shortly. But let's take a look at how both of these staffs have had their team, where they're at so far this year. And you can see the Eagles on offense, 3rd in points, 4th in total yardage. And look, tied for 6th in sacks given up at 1.5. And giving up the ball a little bit, though. So that's where the issue is on offense. Hurts throwing a few interceptions there, fumbling the ball away. You don't want to see those things. On defense, though, 27th in points, 30th in yardage, tied for 23rd in sacks, tied for 24th in turnovers. Unacceptable. Need to get things figured out with the talent you have on this defense. And again, I'm staying patient and hopeful that that does come to fruition. Now, the Saints, they've been building here, and a lot of pieces that have been around for a while and trying to, really make this unit a whole. And they're doing that right now. 1st in the league in points, 3rd in yardage there, tied for 1st in sacks given up, tied for 8th in turnovers given up there. On defense, 4th in points, 7th in yardage. So, look, 20th in passing, but they're going up on teams. So, you're getting some stat padding going on. Tied for 2nd in turnovers, tied for 3rd in sacks. So, this team means business right now, and the Eagles have a tough task, but this is where you find yourself. You dig deep and you prove that you're one of the best teams in the NFL and you're not afraid of anybody. So let's go, baby. And, looking at your division standings, seeing the Commanders, at number one in front of you, that should make you sick. That should make you want to go out and punch someone directly in the mouth. And that's what they need to do tomorrow. And I'm hopeful they do that. And you got the Saints sitting atop their division, the South here at 2-0. But not only in their division, they are atop the NFC as a whole, as you can see here. But look, it's week 3. Only had 2 games. So everything you're seeing right now, you got to take with a grain of salt. Everybody's had different kinds of opponents, all kinds of stuff. So those stats and rankings, all that stuff gets skewed. But don't get it twisted. This is a tough team in front of us. And let's take a gander at what both of these teams look like with their injuries, practice squad elevations, everything added in there. So as you can see, here is the IR for the Eagles. These are the guys you will not see, and the pup list, of course. Sidney Brown, can't wait to have him back after week 4, maybe the bye. That would be great. So you see on offense, A.J. Brown is out. Practice squad elevations, Paris Campbell and Jack Stoll added in there. So this is what our offense will look like tomorrow. And I will go through the top matchups here, but just want you to know what this looks like. Gardner Johnson, questionable. So will Avonte Maddox move to safety? Cooper DeJean get that start at nickel we've been asking for? Maybe Rodgers gets a start. Maybe Tristan McCollum starts. A lot of things could go down here, but I want Maddox out as nickel. I want Cooper DeJean starting there. That's just how I feel about it. Special teams, Covey, Gainwell, Shipley. Let's get somebody going here, but everybody healthy, ready to rock and roll. Now let's take a look at the Saints here. As you can see, their IR and pup list got some, Ramzik, Capassignon there on the pup list. You've got Kendre Miller on IR. So a couple pieces you will not see if you're looking for them. Let's look at the offense. Taysom Hill is doubtful for this game, so that'd be a big blow for them. And, we talk about him as a weapon, so maybe they use Adam Prentice a little more in those roles. Foster Moreau, Juwan Johnson getting a little more. Maybe they get the rookie Dallin Holker involved. A lot of things could happen here, but got to watch out for Rashid Shaheed, Chris Olave, Alvin Kamara, Derek Carr, man. He can pick us apart. So defense needs to step it up. Simple as that. This offensive line, a tough one. We're going to be talking about that here shortly, but you can see the defense, a talented D. They added Will Harris. He's questionable. Chase Young now on this team. So they've got a lot of talent. Lattimore, Taylor, and Adebo there as the corners. That is a nasty cornerback trio. So, and even Kool-Aid McKinstry coming in when Lattimore was hurt. He was doing well. So very talented team here. In special teams, Shaheed, man, holy hell. So we're going to have to watch out. We got a lot to talk about with these 13 matchups here. But let me jump over to the comments real quick, and then I will hit you up with all of these matchups quickly. But love to see you guys sharing that love. Let's go, you sickos. Appreciate you, Tiffany. Hope you're having a good night. Tank, my man. Let's go, Birds. And look, they've been good for 2 games, and that's awesome, man. But we had a bad game, and that's awesome, right? Who cares? It's on to week 3. We talked about it when we did Behind Enemy Lines. I moved on. I know the team moved on. They're figuring out what they need to fix, doing what they can to get ready for the Saints, and that's what I'm concerned about. So let's go get this W. Let's get things on the right track. This would be a big win. So I'm excited here, and let people keep sleeping. That's perfectly fine with me. I don't mind it at all. So, and a very happy birthday to you, China. Appreciate you always tuning in. Hope you're having a great birthday. Hope you get a little extended birthday W tomorrow during that game. And, we're going to show out, and we're going to whoop their ass. That is going to happen. I'm all about it, Tiffany. So let's talk about these top matchups for this game coming up tomorrow. And we're going to start it off with 13. We talked about Rashid Shaheed. Holy hell. Dude can kick return, punt return. And look, they can use other guys. You saw Jamal Williams there, some other dudes they could use as kick returner, punt returner, but use Shaheed, and my Lord, watch out. The dude is a burner, not just on offense. He'll get you. So can we see a spark from either of these guys? Covey on punt return, Shipley, maybe Gainwell on kick return, but you saw Shipley get one finally, 27-yard return, and I'm excited for his future on offense and special teams. So let's get a spark from the special teams unit, and that will get me pumped. I don't want to see them getting their spark, but that dude, special teams coverage, better turn it up this week. Dude is a stud. Now at number 12, we've got the interior defensive lineman for the Saints against the interior offensive line. And look, Brian Breesy, Nathan Shepard, Christian Boyd, those are some talented dudes. But I think Dickerson, Juergens, and Becton should be able to protect Jalen Hurts here, should be able to get the run game going. It's a talented unit, But I think that the Eagles, look, regardless of them being, third against the run, it is very talented. Do not get me twisted, but I think that this offensive line is still one of the best. I don't care that we gave up a game in the last couple minutes of the, fourth quarter there. I want to see this team dominating like we know they can. You've got some monsters here in Dickerson, Becton, Jurgens at center continues to get better. So we'll get rid of the stupid mistakes, and I think we could see this line up to the task. And you talk about Lane Johnson and Mailata going up against Carl Granderson, Chase Young, Cam Jordan, Peyton Turner. They've even got Isaiah Foskey there. So, look, these edge rushers, they mean business as well. We talk about them being one of the top teams, getting sacks in the league. This is something the Eagles have done well. We've been pretty good so far, only giving up like a sack and a half a game. Let's have a protective game. Jalen Hurts, let's play smart ball here. This is a team that causes turnovers, sacks. They do it all. So we need this offensive line to step it up, please, and thank you. At number 10, Saquon Barkley. My God, run the damn ball. You've got some talented linebackers here in Demario Davis, Pete Werner, but I don't give a damn. You run the ball. Hell, you even pass him the ball. I don't care if you drop that pass at the end of the game. That's fine, man. He took accountability. Mistakes happen. Things happen. Just run the damn ball. Continue to use him. Get the ball in his hands, just like the Saints do with Alvin Kamara. You need to use Saquon Barkley, run it right down their throats. Let's effing go, Birds. He's got a tough task in front of him, the third against the run, but whatever way, you got to get the ball into his hands. Keep them on their feet. We've got so much talent on offense, even with A.J. Brown out. No excuses here. Get him that damn ball. And speaking of getting some of the ball, how about Dallas Goedert? Let's get him involved in this offense. Love to see a Dallas Goedert touchdown here. But got the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. You've got Will Harris, two studs at safety. They've got good linebackers in coverage. So obviously you can use your corners, whatever. Doesn't have to just be safeties on, your tight end or whatever. Lord, I'm still sick. I apologize. But Dallas Goedert, I need to see more. Last week, we wanted more. A.J. Brown is out. Obviously, defenses are going to key in on that. They know that you're looking there, but Dallas Goedert is a playmaker. Get him the ball regardless. You got to scheme him open. You have to be able to get the ball to Dallas Goedert regardless. Let him make plays. Let's see that tomorrow. Number 8, talk about getting people the ball. Devontae Smith, we know he's getting the ball, but let's get Jahan Dotson involved. I don't know how well Britton Covey's going to do in this game or Johnny Wilson. I need, Dotson and Smith. We really need to rely on these guys, and maybe Paris Campbell can do something. I don't know, but somebody needs to step it up here. And, harkening back to number 9, I would like to see more, obviously, running we talk about with Jack Stoll brought up. That is someone that can block for these guys. So maybe a little more 12 personnel and, play action. And maybe Dotson and Smith can find themselves open because they've got some really tough tasks here. You talk about, Adebo and Lattimore. I think Alontae Taylor, he leads their team in tackles and sacks. This dude, he means business. And, well, hell, he has as many sacks as the Eagles do as a whole. So that's pretty terrible. But look, they've got a very talented group of corners here. These receivers need to step it up. Now at number 7, look, their offensive line, they've got some beasts here. And we talked about Fuaga here in the draft, Talisi here, and Trevor Penning. These guys, 2 monsters. This pass rush of the Eagles been non-existent. So Huff, Sweat, Nolan Smith, Brandon Graham, I need to see something from them, but I'm going to keep asking. Let's get the rookie Jalix Hunt involved, and I know he needs time to develop. I talked about that when I had him a pre-draft fit for the Eagles. I love the kid, but I know he's going to take time. But right now, he's got time to learn on the field. It doesn't have to be in practice. We need something, a little spark. Let's effing go. Give him some reps, see what he does with them. And just like you've done with someone like Thomas Booker, you talk about Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, Milton Williams. I still believe in these kids. And they've got a tough task with Lucas Patrick, Eric McCoy, Carlos Ruiz. And I think that, you're going to see them continue to develop and get better. I don't care what other people say. But Booker, Ajomo, let them continue to be depth pieces, get a nice rotation. Let's get something going here with this defensive line. I need to effing see it, please, for the love of God. But at number 5 here, Taysom Hill doubtful for this game. So we're not going to have to worry about that as much as I thought. But Foster Moreau, Juwan Johnson, these are guys that, we're still going to have to worry because is C.J. Gardner-Johnson playing? Who's going to be the other safety other than Reed Blankenship? Is it Maddox? Is it McCollum? Oh, I'm hoping Gardner Johnson's ready to go, but Lord only knows. And the tight end position, we've had our struggles for the last couple of years here. So please, for the love of God, defense, if you've noticed, we're in the defensive side of things, and I need this defense to effing step it up tomorrow, please. And effing thank you. And talking about this secondary at number 4. Okay, you got Chris Olave, you got Rashid Shaheed, you've got Cedric Wilson. And look, Darius Slay getting a little older, giving up that game-winning touchdown pass. You got Quinyon Mitchell, the young stud, the future. But what I need to see is Cooper DeJean. Okay, look, I love Avonte Maddox, man. As a person, he's a great dude. As a player, he's had some bright years, but getting a little older. I think those injuries have gotten him, and I love to have him as safety depth and all that. But I don't want him starting at nickel anymore. I want to see Cooper DeJean there, and if it's not him, then Isaiah Rodgers or Rodgers outside and Mitchell inside, whatever you got to do. I'm done with that. I need Avonte Maddox to just continue playing safety. But look, we talked about Maddox making this team because of the fact that he could help as a nickel if needed. And, well, I guess they feel he needs to be there rather, whatever. I thought Rodgers would be outside. But look, I love Quinyon outside. Maybe you trade Slay, let Ringo or Rodgers be the other guy. I don't know. A lot to think about in this season, but let's figure things out here. Rashid Shaheed, we talked about as a returner, but as a receiver, he can get you. And look, Chris Olave hasn't done too much so far this season. Shaheed's leading the way in catches, yards, touchdowns for them. That's great. You still got to watch out. The dude is catch machine, and Derek Carr will dink and dunk all over us. Wrap it up here, guys. Let's figure things out. Need our secondary to step it up there. Now, getting into the top 3 here, we've got Alvin Kamara versus our linebackers. I need Nakobe Dean, Zach Bond, step it up. No missed tackles, no stupid plays. Let's get things going here because you've got yourself one hell of a task. And maybe Devin White could help out here because had some good years there with Todd Bowles and the Buccaneers. Devin White and Levante David did some work to Kamara, and I think some real good matchups there. I had him a couple years in fantasy where it was just like, son of a, we got to go back to whatever they're doing, figure it out with these linebackers, shut down someone like Alvin Kamara who just scored 4 effing touchdowns on the Cowboys last week. Dude still got it, and my Lord, do we have to watch ourselves for this one. That is one of the key matchups here in this game. Shut down the run, make it one-dimensional, put it into the hands of Derek Carr. But if you're going to put it in his hands, well, then you better effing stop him because this dude could eat you alive. But I get it. Look, this team is rolling right now, but you could still put Derek Carr in the dirt, cause him to make some stupid plays, some turnovers. Let's get some sacks here. Let's put some work on with this defense. Let's get this defense going. We know what they can do. You remember last year when everyone was jumping ship, what this team did to the Dolphins, to the teams like the Chiefs, the Bills. And, then you go on that just debacle at the end. But they showed promise, and we've got a lot better younger pieces that I think are filling certain things out. You got to get that pass rush figured out, though, and, stop missing tackles. It's a very intricate defense. We've talked about it. Once they get on the same page, let's give it a few weeks. We talked about this, guys, all offseason, but I know people are impatient. We need to see more from the pass rush. You got to have something here. So I'm with you, man. Got to get things going. But number 1 here, we're going back to the offense. We're going with Jalen Hurts. This Saints defense means business. As much as they're, getting, and rightfully so, credit on their offense. Number 1 in scoring right now. They just whooped the hell out of the Cowboys. But I think this team, it all revolves around Jalen Hurts. And whether or not we're struggling or things are going bad, this dude always keeps you in a game. They can say whatever they want about him. The dude is a winner. And he's made some stupid-ass throws. Like last week, he could have potentially put us in that spot that we're talking about. And he's been making some really dumb mistakes, even since last year when you go back. So it sucks. It's really unacceptable. But it's still, when you look at it, a young quarterback developing. I don't care what people say. This is his first year in Kellen Moore's offense. So there's a lot of new things in it. We talk about the motion, the under center, so many things we weren't doing before that he is learning. And I'm not trying to give him excuses. I'm trying to give you context as to why I feel, this team is still perfectly fine with Jalen Hurts as the leader. We just got to rally behind him. We have to let him go out, whether he's got to use his legs, which he did last week, use his arm. Without A.J. Brown, you got to get the ball moved around. This is a really tough defense, man. And I really want to see, just like you remember his first start, how much slack I was getting saying, let's see what this kid's got. I think we could win. And I won a good amount of money that game. I remember I was really confident in the kid. And I remember sitting there with my son, Dominic, and he said, literally in that moment, this guy's better than Carson Wentz. And that was, to me, it was like solidifying what I was watching in front of me. And it's like, man, this little young man telling me, that he sees it. And, obviously for the years that followed, got a lot of hate for that. But look, we all see what Jalen Hurts is. We saw what he did in that game. You can't run against him, can't pass. We did all that, and he won. So let's go out. Let's show him who we are. We can still be that best team in the NFL. And we talked about it. We've got a long season ahead, ladies and gentlemen. We've still got 16 weeks. You got a bye coming up. Get things together here. Figure things out. Maybe you got to make some trades. You got to cut some people. Whatever you got to do. Figure it out. And then, of course, the playoffs. Even then, you continue to figure things out. And injuries do happen. Stuff does happen. It's an unfortunate part of the game. But next man up. You just got to keep rallying around each other. Got some great leaders here. So I'm pumped about it, man. I'm really pumped. So let me jump over to these comments quickly. And then going to have to get rolling out. But I appreciate all of you. It is not letting me go back any further than Happy Birthday China here from Samuel. Okay. Got an AJ Brown jersey. That is what's up. Let's effing go. That is a great present to have. You can wear that tomorrow. Have him there in spirit so we can go out and whoop some ass. So good evening to you, Kachi's mom. Hope you're having a great weekend. And a very, very happy birthday to you again. And I know what you meant, AJ, of course. But and dude, look, I'm about to show out, and I think that this team is going to show out. So I need you all showing out wherever you're at. Let people know that it's time. And yeah, you heard me saying about the 12 personnel there all week, and I'm pretty sure that's what they're going to do with Jack Stoll being elevated, as we talked about in earlier shows today. So, Nina, appreciate you tuning in. Hope you're having a great weekend. Hope you guys are dancing, getting ready for this W tomorrow. We've been feeling it. And dude, I'm not happy about the way last week ended, but I don't care. This is not last week. This is this week. New Orleans Saints. We're going down to the Bayou, and we're going to whoop some ass. So let's get confident here. Let's get pumped up, and let's believe in our team. And well, we'll see how it goes tomorrow. But he saw the sea was open and he got to have a honest slip up. Yeah, no doubt. Shouldn't be here in Cocktail's name. Well, you will if he's catching the ball because he's more of that receiving tight end. But that's what we talk about with the 12 and 13 personnel. Blitz Carter off the edge. No, yeah, we would never do that. I saw whatever content creator somebody was saying that, and not to be rude, but I was saying the other day, like, in what world would Jalen Carter be an edge? That would just not make any sense. But he does play, what we consider defensive end in those 5-man fronts that we want the Eagles to use this week to stop the run. I'll ask for it over and over again. The penny fronts, the tight fronts, just coming out and being able to stop the run would be fantastic, especially against Alvin Kamara. But no, you don't want to put a big defensive tackle as your edge guy. You want more of those like taller, skinnier, the 240 range, not like the 290 range. That's why we have those positional breakdowns and stuff like that to explain who plays what role in Vic Fangio's defense. So yeah, you don't want him coming off the edge, but you want him in the role he's in and just to continue dominating. That's what we want. But yeah, we want the defense to turn around for sure. Going out and balling out. I'm all about it. All about it. You definitely don't want to lose. Not sure if Devin White will play. We'll see. And yeah, I'd love to see him, as I mentioned earlier in the video. I think that he could be a great help. So we'll see what he did to help us out here with all the years that he had to face Alvin Kamara twice a year. And yeah, you got to be patient, man, like we talked about all off season. So they'll continue doing that, and we'll keep hoping that they get it figured out here soon. Yeah, he really does, man. And you can let people complain about him all they want. But yeah, that's what I was talking about there earlier. And yeah, he sure does. Someone tried to say something a couple weeks ago about like the Saints own Jalen Hurts. And I was like, you dumbass. Like, well, if you just look, you can see that he's 2-0 against the Saints, but no doubt, dude. And yeah, it's wild times out there, wild, wild times. So love to see you guys happy birthday and out there. So hope you have a great birthday, Charlie. I really appreciate you taking the time here, and love to see you guys all sharing the love down here. Um, yeah, you definitely you don't want to be doing any of that kind of stuff. So yeah, I see all the wild stuff other content creators put out there, but that's like I said, to each their own. Don't want to bash anybody. I won't ever call those people out by name. I'm just gonna stick to the realistic stuff and what actually happens. And people were tagging me and stuff, and I see the hundreds of people that all agree with it, and it's like it makes sense as to why people they like to sit and surround themselves with people more on their mindset, kind of just off the wall stuff that I don't know where the hell they come up with it, but no doubt, to each their own. Again, so, look, ladies and gentlemen, let people get twisted. It is what it is. We have no idea what's going to happen tomorrow. We just got to hope that these coaches, these players, everybody got pissed off enough, figured out what they needed to come out swinging tomorrow. And, dude, we walk away with a win. Everybody's going to be changing that tune. We lose and everything's, sky is falling. I get it. Trust me. Nobody wants to be 1-2. So let's go out and get this W, Eagles. We're all sitting here being patient. We sickos we're still holding on to hope. So let's go. Call more pressure. Keep showing 3 wide receiver fronts. Well, that's you kind of show the same exact thing over and over again in this defense. It's called a vanilla theory, where you're seeing the same thing, but they're doing so many different things within it. There's so many different rotations and keys that the defensive players have to pick up on. That's what this defense is. And you're not going to send much pressure. That's just kind of how this defense is. You need to win up front with the 4, the 5 that you're using. And that's what we can continue to talk about. If you are succeeding with those 5-man fronts, this defense works. So whatever they got to do, whatever it's, calling different plays, having different packages, different schemes, and each week you're going to have different things because you're playing different teams. But whatever needs to work, you got to figure it the hell out. So I'm all about it. And no, I did not live before always, man. I don't think there's ever not been a pregame show. So yes, I will always continue doing what I do here, guys. I'll always let you know if I'm not doing it. That's what you can always rely on. But yeah, I'll be here tomorrow as always for the pregame show. And you guys, I really, I can't thank you enough for tuning in and bearing with me while I'm sitting in this chair with my phones. I doing my best here. But yeah, if you guys are watching this later, you have any thoughts, you're watching now and you think of something, you want to comment on your top matchup, you got a score prediction, you just want to throw out a go birds. I'm all about it, baby. I'm always down to talk some birds. You think they need to pick one to stop? At least stop the physical runs, the box. Well, no, I think you just kind of got to play your defense and you don't let the other team dictate what you're doing, like we talked about in this show. You have to, dude, make them one dimensional and not allow Derek Carr to do his thing on you. You need to stop the run with the 5-man fronts. You need to get pressure with those 5-man fronts. You need to be able to do all of it with that same look. So that is what this defense is predicated on. So we'll see. No, thank you. See, and I hear a lot of people saying like Sean, McVay, Kyle Shanahan, they're not smart, they're not good, and they're the smartest offensive coordinators in the world. And I get people play Madden and they think they're, better than head coaches in the NFL. That's just not a realistic way of thinking. I not to be rude, but when they say that Vic Fangio's defense is the toughest to go against, you have to realize, are you believing old Dick Jenkinson from down on the corner smoking his Newport, I can do, let me light up again. I'll tell you how to. Or do you go with the, brightest minds in the world? So for me, I'm going to stick with that. And I'm going to believe that, patience is key here, and understanding how football works would go a long way. Understanding that there would be bumpy roads with the offense and defense. It's just, this is why we talk about these things for months in advance, so that we don't have to deal with, the overreactions. Everybody sucks, fire everyone, trade it. And dude, it's nuts that we literally have had 2 games and we already have to deal with it. But let those whining fans keep whining. And so I'll keep continuing, as we say in these parts. Let them keep hating, I'll keep educating. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit that like button. You can share this bad boy, subscribe, and join the family of sickos. And I appreciate each and every one of you diehard bastards coming in here and supporting the channel. I'll be back tomorrow, as always, for the pregame show. Hope to see you then. You better get your asses up and ready to run through some walls, because this team, we can let the new Cowboy style fans that have become fans of the Eagles, we can let them sleep, let them whine. We're getting ready to run through walls, baby. I hope you're ready. I know I am. But until then, I ain't got nothing for you. But if you need me, it doesn't have to be about the birds. I always say it. I mean it. You need anything, reach out. Always here for you guys. Cannot thank you enough for always being here for me. So have yourselves a great rest of your night. Until next time, I am Jimmy Smith, and this is On the Road to Victory. You all stay safe out there, and as always, go Birds!